Today I want to talk to you about one of the most confusing things out there, which is calculating your calories. How many calories do you want to eat? And I'm going to make it as simple as possible for you. I'm going to teach you things that I didn't know when I was going through my own weight loss story. So if you don't know who I am, I lost over 125 pounds when I was 19. I'm in my 40s now, so I've kept that weight off for over 20 years. I didn't know any of this that I'm about to teach you when I was going through my weight loss journey. I was just kind of figuring it out as I went along. It wasn't until I became a certified nutrition coach and a certified personal trainer that I actually saw and learned about the specific strategies on macros and calories and so forth. I knew fundamentally that you needed to eat less in order to lose weight, but I didn't know about the best and most strategic way about going about that to make the weight loss process as painless as possible. So I'm gonna teach you a super easy way to calculate your calories. We're gonna talk about three different things. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about your maintenance calories. You need to know what your maintenance calories are, or at least estimate that before you can do anything else. And then we're gonna talk about how many calories and how to calculate your calories for weight loss. That's the second part. Stick around till the end of the video where I talk about the third part, which is incredibly important too, because if you cut your calories, you will lose weight, but the amount of calories that you eat is going to depend on whether you lose, gain, or maintain your weight. What incorporates those calories, in other words, the macronutrients, how much protein, how much fat, how many carbs, that's what's going to determine how you feel while you're going through that process. And so stick around till the last part where I talk about the most ideal way for you to structure your macronutrients, your proteins. How much protein should you have, how many carbs, how many fats, and so forth. So stick around to the last part of the video and I'll get into that and I'll give you details. So the first part of this is calculating your maintenance calories. What does it take for you to know how much you need to eat in order to just maintain your weight, not lose, not gain? And so I'm gonna talk about two different ways to do that. The easiest way in the world to do that is the first way, which is take your weight and multiply it by 15. So your current weight. So right now I weigh about 180 pounds. So if I take 180, and I've got a little calculator here, if I take 180, okay, and I multiply 180 by 15, then I get 2,700. 2,700 is pretty accurate. Now, another way that you can calculate your maintenance calories is by simply going to an online calculator. There's a bunch of different ones out there. Calculator.net. I'll put a link in the description with the one that I use. It's nothing special, but it is going to allow you to put your age, your weight, and a couple of different things, and it's going to give you a number based on a couple of different formulas depending on which calculator you use online. There's a number of different formulas out there. Some are more accurate than others, but this is just a little bit of a more accurate way to get that calorie count that you want in terms of what your maintenance calories are. You can do the same thing. A lot of these will give you an option to do it to lose weight as well. So typically they'll subtract like 25% and that'll get you there. The second thing we want to talk about is how to calculate your calories when you're going to lose weight. And so the easiest way to do that is to take your current weight and then multiply it. Instead of by 15 for your maintenance calories, you're going to multiply it by 12. Now, if I do this same exercise for me, okay, I'm gonna take 180. I'm using this little calculator online, just a simple calculator. You guys, anybody can do this at home. And I'm gonna multiply 180 by 12. And that's gonna give me 2,160. I can guarantee you, because I've done this before, that if I'm eating 2,160 calories, I myself am losing weight. I am going to lose weight. And so I can guarantee that it's gonna work for you. It's worked for many other people. If you take your current weight and you multiply it by 12, you will lose weight if you stick to that. Now, the problem is sticking to it, right? The other way that you can do this is you can take your maintenance calories that you did in part one, and then you can simply cut 25% off. A lot of times that's gonna be very close to multiplying your weight by 12. It's gonna be, give or take maybe 50, 100 calories or so. But it's gonna be very, very close. So you can do it either way. You can use an online calculator. You can just take your body weight and multiply it by 12. That's the easiest way. Or take your maintenance calories that you figured out in part one and then just, multiply it by 0.75. Or basically what you're doing is you're eating 75% of those calories. You're slashing a quarter off. You're slashing 25% off. That's the best way for you to calculate both your maintenance calories, where your starting point is, and then your weight loss calories, how much you need in terms of losing weight. Now, the last part of this is how do you do this in a way where you're going to maximize fat loss and you're gonna minimize muscle loss, because no one wants to be skinny and flabby. You wanna lose weight, but you want most of that weight to come from fat. You wanna maintain as much muscle as you can, and maybe even build some muscle in the process if you're strength training. That's, another topic for another video. So what I would like you to do there is I would like you to focus on protein first. And so we're going to talk about protein, we're going to talk about carbs, and we're going to talk about fats. The most important one is your protein number. I want you to take your ideal body weight. If you're weighing, whether it's 200, 300 pounds, 500 pounds, doesn't matter. Where do you want to be? What's your ideal body weight? So I'm going to give you an example. I weigh 180 right now. Let's say I was 20 pounds heavier and I weighed 200 pounds and I wanted to weigh 180. I would take that number, that 180, and I would say, I'm going to eat 1 gram for every pound of my ideal body weight. In this case, my ideal body weight is 180 pounds. So I'm going to eat 180 grams of protein every day, or I'm going to try to get as close to it as possible. Now, a little trick that a lot of nutrition coaches do, and I do this myself with clients, when I work with clients, I recommend that they eat 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. Now, why do I say 1 gram? Science tells us that you only need about 0.75 grams for every pound of ideal body weight. Why do I say 1 gram? Because I know people usually aren't going to hit it, and I'm trying to establish a little bit of a buffer there. So if I tell a person, hit 1 gram for every pound of ideal body weight. Let's say you want to get to 180 and I say hit 180 grams of protein. For most people, believe it or not, that's very difficult to do. Most people are eating 40, 50 grams, 60 grams of protein. Most people are eating less than 100 grams of protein. It just is what it is. And so most people don't know what it's like to eat 180 grams of protein. So you're most likely going to fall short in the beginning. Another tip that I would suggest, because I've seen this happen in myself and in clients, is if you are really low on your protein number, pick it up slowly. Add 20 to 30 grams for a day. See how you feel. Make sure you're not getting any digestive issues. And then add another 20 to 30 the next day or the next couple days and see how you feel. Up it little by little. Don't go from 100 grams all the way to 180 grams. You might get some digestive issues. You might be fine, but you might get some digestive issues. I know for me, if I get really high with my protein, I could start to see some digestive issues. You'll get gassy, you get bloated. It's nothing that doesn't go away very quickly, but it's just uncomfortable. And so if you want to avoid that, then up your protein number very, very slowly and methodically. The last thing that you can do is then focus on carbs and fats. So once you've got your protein number, then all you have to do is split up your fats and carbs to your preference. So this is the fun part. You don't have to go low carb unless you want to go low carb. You don't have to go low fat unless you want to go low fat. One is not going to be better than the other. Study after study has shown that it does not matter. Now, the only thing I will say is there's a couple of caveats. Number one, you don't want to have less than 20% of your calories coming from fat, because fat is an essential nutrient. We can't make our own fat or our own, fat in the body, and so you need to get it through your diet. Carbs are not essential, so you can essentially go to 0 carbs. Not that I recommend that for other reasons, but you could essentially go to 0 carbs and eat all fat and protein and be okay and be healthy. Your body will create its own carbohydrates through a specific process, gluconeogenesis. That's something for another chat on another video, but your body's not going to create its own essential fatty acids, and so you need to get that through the diet. So I would say take your total number of calories, maybe get 20% of that coming from fat. The rest can come from carbs. If you want to have more fat and you want to have less carbs, that's okay too, as long as you're focused on your protein number and your overall calorie number. So really, that's it. You got your maintenance calories in step 1, right? You multiplied your body weight by 15, or you just went on to an online calculator and did the calculation. I will link below to an online calculator so you can do that as well. And then for number 2, you look at how many calories you need to lose weight. You multiply that body weight by 12, right? Or take your maintenance calories and slash off 25%, right? Very, very easy and straightforward. The third step, how do you get those calories? Number 1, focus on protein. Get 1 gram of protein for every pound of ideal body weight. And then carbs and fats, split it up however you like, as long as at least 20% of your diet is coming from fats. If you've done something like this and it's worked for you, please let me know how it does work for you. If you're trying it out, come back and leave a comment and let everybody else know that it worked for you. I'm pretty confident that if you get your weight and you multiply it by 12 and you stick to that calorie number, that you will absolutely get your weight down, and your weight will start creeping down little by little. How fast depends on the person, but you can expect probably about a pound a week or so on average. You don't usually want to go any faster than about 1 to 2 pounds a week anyway, because then you're risking losing muscle and other things like that. If you have any questions, please, again, leave them in the comments. Subscribe, follow me. It helps this information get out to more people. I try to put out easy, simple to understand, but science and evidence-based information, not only from what I learn every day as a nutrition and personal trainer and nutrition coach working with clients, but also what I learned through my own journey of having not only lost over 125 pounds, but having kept it off, which is usually the hardest part. People have a problem keeping the weight off. A lot of times they lose the weight, but they can't keep it off, right? So I try to talk to you guys about a lot of mindset stuff, a lot of nutrition and fitness stuff, and it all works together, and a lot of lifestyle stuff, because it all works together, and you have to have a solid foundation in order for this stuff to really stick for the long term. I have a number of different links if you're interested in having a consultation about potentially working with me in terms of coaching. I do have some limited spots. I don't do a lot of coaching, but I have some limited spots. So feel free to book a call, and I'm excited to hear from you guys to learn more about coaching and working one-on-one. Sometimes people need a little more help. Sometimes people can do it on their own. So I'm just here to try to give you as much information as I can from not only what I learned, but what I've experienced myself throughout my own journey. All right, see you on the next one. Peace.